So I am here with the amazing, marvelous Melba Moore. So the last time that we spoke, you were in the process of getting your Walk of Fame and your own street named after you. And I believe all that has happened now. So take me through that, and then we'll certainly talk about what you're doing right now.
Well, I'll start with the Hollywood Walk of Fame. That was to be redundant and probably boring in terms of trying to describe it. Just incredible and unreal and exciting. And I can't think of the words, but just amazing. And I'll just say that, of course, everybody knows about the Hollywood Walk of Fame and the different iconic people that have been immortalized there. Uh, but to have it happen to you personally, I wasn't paying attention to it and I didn't know what the process was. And it apparently can take like a couple of years. It costs a lot of money and you have to meet quite a few requirements to to be invited to be part of immortality. Because once it's in the sidewalk, it's there forever, or at least as long as Hollywood is there.
Right, right, right.
It's there forever.
Right, 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 right. Exactly.
And so I was extremely, a little bit overwhelmed, really. I wasn't just impressed because I had to kind of try to take in what it really meant and what was actually happening, and then try to look at the different people that actually made it happen for me, not just me.
Hmm.
And so when I got to see some of the people like Tisha Campbell, whom everybody knows from television and all her success there, but I met her when she was a little girl, and we had a management office, my then husband and I, and she was looking for, for it just tickles me to remember it,
Yeah.
management, and then all different years that have passed by, different things that she's done. And she called me up and reminded me of these things. And she said that because I didn't remember exactly what our relationship was, that I was always very kind to her and that we had talked on several different occasions. And I was always like kind of a mentor, but I didn't teach her anything, but my attitude was one of always welcoming and opening. I mean, it could have been different. I could have, that would have come back in my face. So
Right, right. Exactly.
it was just very moving to me to have these people come back into my life. Somebody like Cat Williams, whom everybody knows is just like one of the biggest TV stars,
Yeah.
artists,
Comedians. Yeah.
comedians, just brilliant. And I'd seen his work here and there, but I don't watch a lot of TV, and I'm focused on trying to stay afloat and everything.
Right.
But through my partner, Ron Richardson, who really went through this whole process for me and got everything and everybody together, he started reaching out to people because it cost $75,000.
Wow.
No matter what all the other requirements you've made, everybody has to pay that amount of money. I guess for whatever expenses it costs to do that.
Wow. I never knew that.
Most people don't. You think, if you do everything to earn it,
Right.
then you've done everything you need to do. But that
Right.
wasn't the case. So I think it's important to let people know that after you've done everything they say is required for you to be part of that very elite company, it still costs you $75,000.
Wow.
And my partner Ron started reaching out to see if we're going to have like a GoFundMe campaign, something to try to raise the monies. And he started reaching out. Anyway, Cat Williams responded to um, Ron Richardson's seeking for funds to pay for it and said that he would pay for the whole thing by himself.
Wow. That is
That's
totally amazing.
that's ridiculous, right?
Yeah.
But I had never met him either.
Wow. Well, I'll
So
tell you this, and we've talked about this before. Your story is such an inspiration for those of us who've come behind you and are aspiring to do the things that we do. You are one of those persons that helped pave the way, whether we knew you personally or not. You are a trailblazer. You opened the doors when a lot of doors were closed. I remember your business with your then husband, Hush Productions, in New York City. I remember because I remember Paul Lawrence, Najee, all of them coming through that office. I used to work and do the video for
Freddie
y'all. Freddie
Jackson,
Jackson.
Lisa Morgan,
Yeah, all of them.
tons and tons of very successful, talented
Yeah.
artists.
So, for you to be recognized in this way is not a surprise. And I know for you, because you've always had a very, very humble spirit and always have been this the ultimate professional. And so to get this star, amazing, but
Right.
but it's predictable because you should have gotten it. And although it cost a 75,000, a person like Cat Williams, who obviously has the means to do it, I could see why he did it. So kudos to you and to Cat Williams for doing this because
Yeah.
you have certainly paid your dues. And I don't want to get into the backstory, but you've been through a lot.
But
A
but
lot.
also I want to just point out briefly that Cat Williams is one of many, many, many people who I've run across that have helped me in my career to let you know that there are some people in this world and in this industry that are very, very, very special. They care. This is how he is. He does things like I'm hearing now that I know who he is, that he's doing things like this all the time for people.
Yeah,
Not that we should look for that,
right.
but there's some incredible people in this world. I just want to point that out.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So that's truly amazing. So now you're working on the one woman show at 54 Below. I had a chance to see a part of it. I saw you rocking the big afro. Um,
Shout out
I
to
mean,
you.
huge afro. Tell us about how that all came about and how people can see it. And is that show going to be something that perhaps we can bring here to Atlanta? Like what?
Absolutely.
Okay.
We, my daughter was working on getting some bookings, trying to do something in the New York City area. She's helping to manage me now with my partner, Ron Richardson and Angela Ellaby and Tom Estee. I'm getting like a kind of a fresh team of people to handle my career. Everything is changed so deeply and so drastically. You have to do things differently.
Yeah,
But one thing's the same, you can't do it by yourself. You
that's right. That's
need
right.
a team. So she was out researching where might be a good place for me to come to in New York. And she thought that 54 Below might be great because they really pander to a Broadway theater audience. And a lot of what I've been doing has really been focused on my R&B audiences and my recording music part of my career. And so we got the notice to do it pretty quickly. So I really didn't have time to have somebody come in and write a piece for me. So I wrote it myself. So that's the first time I've written something, but it's my autobiography, so I should write it. But it's still in a rough stage. And my point is this, it was very successful there. They've invited us back. And so what I want to do is get, I guess, what you might call a script doctor or somebody to help me refine it and finish it
Mhm.
and take it on tour. And it'll be called um, um, From Broadway with Love, Melba Moore, the Melba Moore story. It'll be that part of my life, the theatrical part.
Now, from what I see, your show is doing very well. I mean, four sold out shows thus far. Like it
Yes,
seems to be very well received.
it was very well received. That's why we're being invited back. Yes.
So
Now,
tell us
I'm
about
probably
the,
not too bad a writer, but
well, obviously you
but
did something right to sell it.
but
I saw it. I mean, I saw what was the video that was
yes,
able to see, and it
yes.
looked amazing.
I think it is amazing, and I think what we're going to do is just refine it, and finish it. I'm just saying it was done quickly and put up for that purpose. So in my mind, it's not finished.
Got you. Got you. Well, I'm telling you, the stars are really lining up in your direction to see you constantly reinventing yourself.
Yeah.
Um, it's refreshing in an industry that is ever evolving, ever changing, and in a
Uh,
lot of ways, and you know this based on what we see going on with the industry right now, it's dark. It's a lot of dark stuff happening, and you have been consistent in your approach to bring quality, excellence, good music, good vibes to, like I said, an industry that is kind of shaky right now.
I see some light spots and I try to find them where I can get support. Because if I go to the places that are doing that, I would have to perform that. I can't do that. So I
Right.
have to look for people like you with the light spots where there are.
Exactly. Exactly.